And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
This underneath to Michel. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Pulled in at the 24. How about a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Andy. Out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Down Bears.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll try and run it. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards in a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On first down, Michel. Only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Rolling to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
Well, no takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
To Michel on the screen. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
And 2 yards to go.
They'll roll him out right. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Some 2 yards. And it's
so on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Prater on for the field goal, a 28-yard attempt.
And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That's about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Flushed out right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
He shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good possession, 1st and 10. From the gun, they run with Michel. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Vikings' 22-yard.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Complete to
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
Chicago.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Sony Michel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Off the play fake. Jones eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it, because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
Yeah, if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys, because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
2nd down at the 35-yard line.
On 2nd down, Michel. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll run with Cook. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. A good pick up there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
2nd and goal.
They'll run for it with Cook. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and goal to go.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Snags it for a pick. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
1st and 10.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
17 yards. 1st down, Bears.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it was hit, and he lost the football. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot.
It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there just before halftime. 62 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Complete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw again, Jones. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Set to kick off.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. Well, he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Jones now on 1st down. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Jones. Throwing on first down. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 125 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, Jones has just thrown his third interception. Picked up inside the 10. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Their own 14-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down now, Michelle. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's out to his running back, Michelle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a gain of 35.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it, he's a big-time guy you have to block.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. A big play there out of Cook. Give him 58 yards on the ground. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Off play action. Jones. This is caught. But he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there. 21 yards.
The 1-yard line.
try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And he's able to put it through.
The score, Vikings 14, Bears 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and take it.
The Bears take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
10 yards to go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Chicago.
Chicago.
Allen Robinson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen. Took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back, and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablets.
Jones hit, and the ball's out. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the 2nd half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. From the gun, Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish, because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Bears take over.
35-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, It's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Second down at 4. Now left side on the swing pass. Give him 2 yards on that play, and they're going to face a third down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's got Burton here. And he will have the Bears first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. They'll run with Michelle. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And get that to Michelle, complete. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Taken in at the 11. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 19-yard
line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jones now on the keeper. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Eddie Jackson brought him down. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Operating from the gun. Jones. Looking left sideline. It's complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
7-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Jones. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
A little bit of space there for Cook that time as he winds up getting about 7 there on 1st down.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 34-yard line.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
He's back to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw. And this is caught at the end. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On the carry, it's Cook. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They try again with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Vikings going to signal for the 1st of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Now Jones going to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
How many people watching this one right here gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
It's up and good to make it 21-17.
Makes the score Vikings 21.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour, and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they can pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for the Vikings, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town.